Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see, we're in the mobile recording studio right now, my bedroom. So thank you for being here. It is, just one of those days where I'm filming when I can. I'm resolved to get back on track with my schedule. Excuse me. And so here we are. We're going to be doing it where we can. We enter the reading, Cancer, with the energy of the Three of Discs, or the Three of Coins, or Pinnacles, or Panacles, whatever you like to call it. I like to call it discs. I usually use the Thoth system, so we're going with discs. I know not everybody loves that, but what are you going to do? This is an energy of building, of being within your work, focused on career, building resources, building long-lasting structures in your life to aid you and, really having the life that you want, being able to make the money you want, being able to run your home the way you want, to have the relationships and the time and the travel and the, whatever it is. So we get into the Three of Discs, we know we're so focused. We are so focused on doing the thing and making something of it, okay? Perfect energy for a Cancer. This is a real good one, right? Okay, so we're going to turn this bowl. I always call it a cup, but it's a bowl. And I want to say thank you again for clicking on the reading. If you want to like the video, it really does help the channel a lot. If you have a prayer request or some kind of energy that you would like sent your way, love, compassion, empathy, just like a hug across time and space, right? You can put that in the comments. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you are always welcome to email me at ulaishere@gmail.com. What else? Oh, if you want to also subscribe. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. There we go. There's the spiel. Now let's get to this reading. Let's see what these tea leaves are going to say here. Okay. So to me, it looks very much like, just even based on both of the bowl and the saucer, there has been anxiety. You have been in an anxious place, okay? You can see that with just the dispersion of all these little pieces everywhere. Now, we're going to go over here. We're going to look at this one. We have what looks like a werewolf, a wolf, a person wearing maybe the mask of a wolf, running. Now, over here, we have what looks to me like somebody running after them, okay? And you can see, and I keep forgetting to grab something. I have a pen. Here, we'll use a pen. Let's see. So right in here, we have the head here. We have the arm raised right here. This would be the body, but it also looks like a face. It kind of looks almost like a skull to me. Okay, so we have the dogged person over here. Now you can see the head in here. Here's the upper body, the lower body, and the legs are really going. Now they're running this way, arms up, like, we also have a snake over here in the metaphysical rim, okay? honestly believe that what it feels like to me is that there has been a moment, or maybe a series of moments, where you have been somewhat uninhibited. You've been maybe outside of your kind of normal way of operating. It almost feels like there's been some kind of like a temptation, right? Now, it could be that there's like a person, you're drawn to them. But it doesn't necessarily feel like that either. It might be a compulsion, a habitual behavior, an addiction, even like the compulsive. It seems repeated. That's what I keep thinking in my head. There's a sense of like a beat to it. And that tells me that this is something that is, it's looped. It is looped. And it feels like whatever this is, and I wonder, and this is why I kind of bring up the addiction pretty quickly here. I'm not saying that you're addicted to anything. I can't even begin to, say if somebody's an addict or not an addict. I am, myself have dealt with addiction. I've been in recovery. I've done 12-step. I've, gone to rehab, all the things, right? It doesn't mean that I can tell if somebody is or not, right? This is like our own self-identifying process. You have to do it yourself, right? So that's not what I'm saying. But what it feels like to me is that there is some kind of obsession, fixation, comfort, coping mechanism, whatever it is, something that you have intentionally tried to get away from, or tempering. Okay, I'll share one of mine, right? Food. And I know this is a touchy subject, so I will kind of, just say, if this is something that is very like triggering for you, don't listen to this part. But yeah, for me, I like to eat when I don't feel good, or I like to eat when I'm happy, or I like to eat when, something's not going right, or when I see something that looks good, or maybe I'm bored. I don't know, but I'll find a reason. And not always when I'm hungry. So this last year for me has been really so much about not completely undoing what my brain already does, but to be able to temper, to even just take pause. Like if there's a little like a box of like crackers, I am a sucker for bread, crackers, like those little club crackers or whatever. If there's something like that sitting out, I'm standing in the kitchen, I'm doing this, I'm cleaning this, I'm doing that, whatever. I will find my way into that box of crackers, right? I'm going to be eating these salty, delicious, buttery blessings from the divine, right? But what I've had to learn for myself, and it's not just like saying, oh, this is a thing that I need to do. It's really following through. And that's the thing, following through. But what it is taking pause. So I see the thing, I'm starting to go for the thing, I stop and I say, am I really hungry right now? Or am I just is this just kind of what I do? That I just do what I do. But maybe if I just kind of pause this time and I think, I'm not really even hungry. I'm going to be eating in a couple hours. Maybe I'll save my, I won't get full before I need to eat like a full dinner, right? And it's just that moment, that pause and the follow through. It doesn't even have to be that you decide I'm not doing it. It is the stopping and considering. So I feel like here we're in this realm. We're in this realm of reestablishing, getting rid of, detangling the conditioning, the reactive things, and freeing yourself of some of these habits, these, well, that's just how I do it, or this is how I live, this is how we've always done it. Letting go of some of these beliefs, these, well, I always, have whatever for, I always have coffee. Here's my thing. I'm always back and forth with the caffeine stuff in my life, right? Mostly because I have anxiety. It really can, if you know, right? But we get in this thing. I can't start the day without a cup of coffee. And I tell myself that. I believe it. Is it true? No. I know full well I can get through the morning without a cup of coffee. Do I want to? Not really. But am I telling myself something that's not true? Yeah, 100%. And then we get into these, it just digs a groove into us. It even becomes part of our identity, right? Oh, there's the coffee girl. She really likes coffee. She can't live without coffee. So I feel like for you are dislodging yourself from some of this stuff. And I feel like it's led you away from these kinds of moments where you are kind of being chased by whatever it is. Maybe it's staying up all night, spending too much money, drinking, partying. I don't know what, we all have our things, right? With some of us have quite a few, but whatever it is, it feels like, and you're a Cancer. Of course, this doesn't benefit you. It doesn't serve you. And now you've taken the first steps. You're well in there. Past the hardest part, which is the deciding and following through. In my opinion, that's the hardest part. And you're really gaining some traction with yourself. And that's why I feel like we have this return to the work, this return to discipline, to really allowing yourself to work towards those goals. Begin new things. Get really obsessed with them. Build them out. Do the whole thing. I know, talking to a Cancer about starting a new hobby or project, and you get all the stuff and you get to set it up and you get to plan, and whew. Is anything better than that, Cancer? So I feel that it is all kind of coming into this place where a lot of the anxiousness, and here's the thing I really feel, I have to be honest, is this feeling of listlessness, or almost being disenfranchised, but not for a long period of time, briefly, and enough that you notice and you say, I don't want to do with that. I don't want to go down that road. Okay? So we also have a person sitting here. You can see the head, and here's the body and the legs. Now above, I feel like we have almost kind of sitting and watching the sun go down, right? Ocean, lake, out on the mountain, or in the mountain range, I don't know, out on the prairie, I live out on the prairie. And we have some beautiful sunrises and sunsets, let me tell you. But I do feel like this really does represent, and then behind, if you look, it looks like we have furniture, we have a lamp up here, it looks like a person sitting on a horse or something like this. To me, it almost feels like somebody that you have been taking care of or raising, maybe one of your kids or, the last of the kids or grandkids or whoever it is. It feels like they are maybe like moving out or moving away or becoming more self-sufficient. And I think that part of this is a slowdown that is happening for you. I feel that whoever it was that you were taking care of, and it could be that like you were taking care of, your mom and dad and they decided to move to like a retirement community or something. And you visit them and you see them, but you're not as involved with the day-to-day stuff. Okay. So I do feel like there's a sense of this person kind of going out in the world and being able to maybe function without your assistance constantly. And this is allotting for you kind of a slowdown and to really let's take this all in, right? Let's take this moment in. Now, here's the thing though. I don't feel like for you, being idle is like a treat. It actually, I think, is something that you find to be quite intolerable, right? Like if you're sitting in a doctor's office, you are doing something. You're not like me, I'll stare at the freaking wall. I'll be like far into the, the reaches of space or whatever in my mind. A Cancer person, you are on your apps, you are, you have a little journal, you're writing your journal, you're flipping through magazines, you're thinking about, the 15 lists of things you have to do. And you're not often just idly sitting. Your mind always has things going on. I feel like you are a person that really deeply wants to potentialize every moment of your day, everything that you can. So this might not feel that good. It might not feel good to not need to be showing up and, doing like mom and dad's trash and cleaning their floors and taking them to the store and that kind of thing, even though it's annoying at times, inconvenient at times, or you're tired, you're sick, you're whatever, you worry, it's a lot. Even so, not having that or it slowing down can feel like a prison because nothing's happening right now. So now I see you coming into a place where, okay, I got some time. The house is quiet. What am I going to do? You don't linger too long in this energy. You are off to the races. You are off to the races. I see you getting busy. Now, we have a person standing right here, okay? Next to what looks like an anvil, which you would see in like a blacksmith shop. It's the thing that they put, it's like underneath, and then, whatever it is they're working on, they put it on top, and then they're hammering. You can probably hear that in your mind, hammering on the anvil, and there's, sparks flying here, there. So to me, this is very much about the fire energy, creative energies. This is also about being productive. It's about doing something that you can actually touch, feel, see. You see your progress. It feels amazing. You're being creative. You're in your space. You are, in the flow of things. And I feel like this is it. This is where it's at for you. This is like, being in the shop, being in the laboratory, being in the studio, whatever it is. This is what life is all about. So whatever your next project is, the thing that you have begun possibly, or the thing that you are beginning to put together, you're going to flourish during this one. This is going to be a deep, beloved process, okay? Deeply beloved process. Now, we also have, it looks like a person standing next to a cup that has steam coming off. Up here we have a fish. And it does look like dynamite a little bit. And CMKY. I don't know what that means. CMKY. We have that CMKY. Okay, so fish, money. 100%. Resources, money. Person on for coffee. And the number 50. So I kind of feel like pretty soon you're going to make some kind of introduction or a friendship, maybe a partnership within your workspace. And I see this as becoming something that really assists you in upping your game, going to the next level, getting that raise, getting that new position, really mastering whatever your business might be or your side hustle or whatever it is that you're working on, but also kind of expanding like what you're doing. So there's so much growth here. And I feel like all of this kind of talk, all of this kind of material for you to focus on, this is like you're in bliss, right? Now, you're also super stressed out at times. You're tired. You don't quit when you know you should. All the things that you lovely, beautiful Cancers do. But you get such a kick out of it. Like when you're involved in something that is really like, it's building upon itself. It's really like people are liking it. You're getting good responses, good feedback. I mean, it's just, you're elated, right? You are elated. So I see this as being a time that goes from very stressful, maybe even kind of bummed out, not feeling like you're doing what you want to be doing in life, to, pretty swiftly coming into this like inspiration, having the resources to do the things you want to do, having a connection with somebody that you can work with, somebody that you trust to do the work with. All of these things are, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I want a little of that. I need a little of that in my life too. Okay, so we have a carrot or like some kind of root vegetable, which is perfect for timing here in the Northern Hemisphere. It is autumn, or becoming very quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm already wearing big sweatshirts and I love it. I love it. I can't wait to get my tights out, start wearing my winter skirts and tights. So the number 8, it's important to cycle. We have a little chick right here. And we also have a Taurus person, and we have a really sketchy feminine energy. Let me just say, a really sketchy feminine energy right here. We have a question mark. We have, it looks like an E and maybe a Y. EY. Okay, so to me, it feels, I almost kind of wonder if you maybe were divorced or you didn't raise your kids with the person you had them with. It doesn't feel like it's very painful anymore. So I'm imagining this is years ago that you broke up and, you kind of like have lived several lives since then anyways. But I feel like they maybe got married to somebody or had a partnership with somebody who is that sketchy feminine energy. If it's a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. But there's the feminine energy, very very sly, always kind of like digging around, watching what's going on. But at times moved into a zone of being almost kind of predatory towards you, vicious at times, mean, just uncalled for kind of energy. Now, I feel like you've always protected your child or children from this as much as you could. Now I'm looking at this. It actually doesn't look like an E now. It looks like B-E-Y, bay, which I think it means doctor. Bay, or maybe master. I have to look it up. You can look it up. B-E-Y. For some reason, I feel like this energy is leaving. It's dispersing. Maybe they're getting divorced. Maybe your kids have grown up and now they just are like no contact with the dad, mom, whoever, and their significant other. But I feel like this is also a beautiful dissolution for you. Maybe your kid turned 18 and it's like, hey, have a nice life. Shaking hands, bye. Goodbye. But we do have that Taurus energy too. I don't know what the Taurus energy is. I don't think it's the person. It could be. It could be your kid though as well. I don't know. Cancer, Taurus. Kind of an odd couple, but I feel like it would work, as long as you're willing to let Taurus kind of just do their own thing, right? Which Cancer, yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to do our lucky numbers now. I'm gonna roll. I don't know how to do this. I need to get another 100-sided die. I'm gonna roll 1 die for the first one. For the second, I'll do 2 die, and then I'll do 2 die for the third. How about that? Okay, so we got 3 is the first lucky number. 8, 3, 8, and 6. 3, 8, 6. Beautiful. All right, now I think that's it. I don't have any. Yeah, that's it. I didn't bring up any oracle cards. Wow. Cancer, I guess you're just going to have to get out of here. No. I'm so thankful to have done this reading with you. It's always such a pleasure, obviously. You know I love Cancers. And if you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment, I would love, love, love to hear from you. And if you have those prayer requests, put those in the comments. If you want to email them over to me, go ahead and do that. Other than that, I'm going to say again, I love you. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk soon. Good night.